The creation story in the book of Genesis is a very lovely one, and it shows the way God creates, and God actually wants us to also live our life. God did something very, very important and very essential in the first book of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1. It was recorded that at every point of creation, what God did was to see if it was good, and then afterwards, He will continue to the next one. Now, that looks normal, right? Until you read it in the Amplified Version. The Amplified Version states that God saw that this was good. That is the creation. And then in brackets, it was pleasing and useful. Now, that other part, the pleasing part and the useful part. And what the next thing that was written is, He affirmed and sustained it. Now, you need to understand as a Christian that your life in itself can be governed either by your will or by the will of God. So you need to be able to go back to the Holy Spirit so that you can daily re-evaluate whatever you are doing, whatever God has told you to do, and whatever you think is the best for your life. You need to look at it and see if it is pleasing to God, and see whether your life is useful to God, because that is when God will see it as the good kind of life, the good kind of race. And you know, as Christians, we are running a race. Now, your race can be in fertility. You can be running a race to buy the latest things, the latest material things, the latest career advancement and all that. These things in themselves are not bad. But like I always say, they are a means to an end. They are not the end. Being useful and pleasing to God, following His will, is one of the ends that we need to look at. What you need to understand is your life as a Christian is no longer yours. It is now God's. But you can still decide to live your life. But when you do that, you put yourself in the middle of something that is not too pleasant, because what you are doing is you're supposed to run by a template, but you're trying to run on a different template. And what will happen is there will be so much confusion. That is why a lot of Christians have a lot of confusion in their life. So what you're to do is, as Christians, you need to be able to reevaluate your steps, your life, your decisions, your thoughts, the words you say daily, and be able to see if it is useful or pleasing to God. This is our daily habit. This should be our daily habit. This should be something we do every day, looking at everything we are doing and making sure it conforms to the will of God. Is it useful or pleasing? I am Oluwabami Shalade, and this is Grace Talk.